So the assessment feature has been a huge hit with our users, and it's really one of our newest features. I'm going to quickly show you how to use it to save a ton of time and to get some great data as a result as well. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to your assignments page and click on a assignment that you want to assess. This is going to quickly take you to your dashboard. A lot of great stuff here, but you're going to want to go down to Enable Assessments right here. And as you can see, I've got all of the elements of an essay that I might want to assess. In this case, it's a multiple paragraph essay. I'm just going to assess research evidence, interpretation, analysis, and reflection. I mean, I could click on all of these, but remember, I want to save time, and I'm going to be grading a lot of different essays over the course of the semester and the year, and I want to be able to save time, so I'm just going to go ahead and do these for this essay. Another thing that you can do, and this is kind of neat, is you can allow your students to make assessments as well. So by toggling here, the students will have the ability to grade other students' essays on the same rubric. It will not be averaged into the official score, but it does help them to internalize rubric concepts. Okay, so I'm all set up, and now I'm going to go to my assessment area, which is the Hive. You're probably familiar with the Hive. This is where all my classes are collected. Let's go into my period 1 here, and these are all of my students. And by clicking on the avatar of the student, it takes me to the actual paper. And right now there's two modes. We're in the chat mode right now, so the student is receiving a lot of feedback from me and from her peers. But also we have the assessment area, which is the bar here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And remember, I chose research evidence, interpretation, analysis, and reflection. So the system kind of knows this, and it's going to put up the rubric, and I'm able to go through and click on the rubric score I think that the student deserved based on their writing. Let's go to research. And then you'll notice that the concept that is being graded gets highlighted a little bit darker, so it's more prominent. You go ahead, you look at it, you apply the score, and you move on to the next section. You'll notice that when you hit a section, the paper automatically scrolls to that area that's going to be graded. Okay, so I put in the grade. I can also leave a constructive comment for each of the elements that I'm grading. It's totally optional. And then I move on to my next student by going here, and that's going to take me to the next students whose work I will be grading. You'll also probably notice that there's an area to put a score, just a basic score here. You just simply click on that and put that in, and that will reflect in the student's grade as well. So we have the rubric score, but we also have a grade. You can put in letters, numbers, emojis, whatever you want to put in here. What's happening here, I'll go back to the Hive area here, and when I open up this area here and click this icon, you'll see that my scores are all put there, and I can easily transfer those over to my gradebook. So we got the rubric scoring and we have the raw scoring available in the assessment feature. And what I love about this is you can get going really quickly through your classes. You start to get a groove, you start to get a trend going, and you can just move from student to student very, very quickly. Put in that score, put in a comment, and then move on, and you'll get through your classes very, very quickly. The idea that you can select which elements of the essay that you're going to be grading is critical and time saving. Okay, so now I've put in my scores. Now let's look at the results. Below the Hive area, you're going to see the data that came out of my grading experience. I got my top 3, my bottom 3. I'm starting to see some trends in terms of averages from the class for the different elements that I chose. I can go in now and I can look and see how various students did on this particular essay. It's all there for me, and it's very, very useful. And now I can go and start to look at data over various essays over time. I'll go to my assessment tab here, click on that, and I start to look at tendencies and aggregated and disaggregated data. You can see now that I've got a number of elements that I've been working on over time through several essays that are laid out here. So that's a really nice kind of zoomed in view or perhaps a zoomed out view of my classes. Each of these essays can be opened up. I can look at them by class. I can look at them by student. Okay. And when I click on a student's essay, it actually takes me back to the essay where I can take a closer look at it. This is really handy for looking at progress over time. It's great for sharing with colleagues, parent conference night. You could really see the ramifications of having all this data at your fingertips. I think the point is that you don't have to grade every element of every essay every time. I mean, I have 150 students, right? And if I'm going to be assigning essays that are 500, 750 words apiece, and I have to read them all and assess every element, it's going to wipe me out. And that's the idea behind this assessment tool. Pick the elements you want to assess for a particular essay and do it. Move quickly. Over time, you're going to be seeing the data that you want to see. Okay? Just be patient and save yourself some time, and you're going to get the results that you want. I should also point out that all of the rubrics that we have set up, if I go to settings here, are completely customizable. So if I go to my rubrics here, and I'm going to look at my multiple paragraph rubrics, these are the ones that essaypop has designed. They're really good. But if you want to put in your own set of rubrics, maybe you have a 5-point scale, maybe you have a 3-point scale, maybe the wording is completely different than what we do. So you can go ahead, duplicate a rubric, and go through the process of customizing your own rubrics. And you can use them for your own students. You can share them with your team. One thing about essaypop that we really are proud of is that any school, any district can customize our rubrics, customize our templates and our structures. That was key to us. We didn't want to tell you how to do things. We know that oftentimes schools have their own ways, and this includes the rubrics. So be aware that you can customize your own if you wish. It's very easy to do. So that's about it. That is the assessment feature in a nutshell, one of our many cool features to help kids become better writers. Check us out at essaypop.com. You're going to love all of the writing features we offer, and this new assessment piece is really great. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.